Ja Morant, we know the story, led the Memphis Grizzlies, number 2 seed in the West last year. He's an all-star, and you could see maturity on the court, but certainly not off the court. And there'd been stories where it was alleged that he did something, or the guys, his boys around him, did things. Now there's no alleging. We saw what happened. His Instagram account, where he's in a strip club in Denver, and he's showing that he has a gun while he's got his shirt off. It's pretty clear there's no alleging anything there. He had a gun. And then the NBA got involved. Now, the NBA is still investigating. The source just told me about 20 minutes ago. The Grizzlies are not using the word suspend in their statement, and that Ja is agreeing with Memphis to step away from the team for a couple of games. The NBA is still investigating, so there's no suspension. It's, he said, I got to step away. So he's out indefinitely, says he has to get a better understanding of the situation. But you start to wonder about this, and what is he, 23 years of age? And he was a story that we rooted for. And I'm not using, this platform to condemn him. Now, if this happens again or something else, then we're going to condemn him. This should be a footnote in 3 years. This should be, gosh, when we talk to him and then you say, who was that person 3 years ago? You know what? I was trying to be something that I'm not. I grew up, my parents were there. I have a sister. Nobody wanted me out of high school. I proved them wrong. I'm here. I'm one of the best players. Like all of these things we should be talking positive about, but we don't with Memphis. And you're wondering, is there, and I wondered about this when we had all of those incidents on the floor. Who is that veteran who can grab those guys and say, listen to me? And I didn't know if it was Steven Adams, but you need somebody who's going to say, guys, don't do this. Don't be that. That's not who you are. And, Ja's dad is omnipresent, but I don't know if his dad went from being his dad to getting caught up in all of this. I mean, LeVar Ball, he got caught up and he wants to be the star and I'm going to be on First Take and interview me and it's about me. And not that his kids have been in trouble, except for one, LeAngelo got caught for shoplifting at UCLA. But, you got to have somebody who says, or if he doesn't understand it, now you got a bigger issue here. But somebody who just says, look, be who we think you are, who you should be. He should be the future of the NBA. Fabulous, fabulous talent. But if you think you're something, and I'm not going to put all of this on his boys. That'd be easy to do. It starts with him and mom and dad. You got a $500 million waiting for you. You do. You got a shoe coming out April 1st. Nike's putting that out. You got everything you need. You got the city. You're a good team. You're a cocky team that hadn't accomplished anything, but we've discussed that before. But be a story that we talk about. That you root for Ja Morant. That's what you want. You root for these stories. Nobody wanted him. They saw him accidentally at a basketball workout. And then he got a scholarship. And then he was a curiosity. Well, that size and he can't shoot. Can he be a star? And he can be a star. Those are the positives. But if you're doing these knucklehead things, you still have time. Don't be the cautionary tale where somebody says years from now, don't be like Ja Morant. Here's Ja Morant's head coach, Taylor Jenkins, on Ja Morant.
Well, I think he understands, he's made some difficult decisions and poor choices in the past that he's got to account for. And that's why, you see in his statement, it speaks for itself that he understands he's got to get help to get into a better place, not just for himself, but also for his team. And, he's definitely embracing, the mistakes that he's made, but only time will tell. We're going to support him, as I said, and we're going to hold him accountable to make those changes.
I don't know what it is that he's seeking. other than, hey, just stop being stupid. Stop thinking that, people aren't looking at you. Everybody's watching you. And you go on Instagram and then you flash a gun. If you carry a gun, it's different than when you flash a gun. Because if you flash a gun, you can get killed. Carrying a gun, people do it all the time. If you flash a gun and somebody takes that the wrong way, they don't care who you are. Yeah, Paul.
One of the reasons the NBA is involved, and there could be some issues for Ja Morant, is Section 9 of they have rules with possessing a firearm. A player is not allowed to possess a firearm while traveling on any NBA-related business, whether on behalf of the team, NBA, league-related entity. He was traveling to a game. Now, he wasn't at the game or at a facility during this post, but that's some dicey language because he was on a work trip, as they may say. So that's one of the reasons. A couple of people like Bobby Marks of ESPN said this could be very interesting what the NBA does here.
Yeah, but if you need to have a gun to go to a strip club, don't go to a strip club. Or hire security. Did he have a gun when he was on the charter? I guess you could do it. The rules are pretty lax when you're doing private. Or did he get to Denver and somebody said, hey, you got to strap up here? We're going to a strip club? Like, does anybody say to him, God, you know what? He's jeopardizing a lot here. Yeah, more.
Is it hard when you become the breadwinner and no one is really in a position to tell you what to do?
Could be the case. Absolutely. Because what happens is you have yes men. It's rare when somebody goes, I'm going to play devil's advocate. You know what? Let's not. Hey, don't do that. Let's not. Now, you might not be in the inner circle very long, but if you really care about Ja Morant, then you'll protect him from himself doing stupid things. Yes, Eden.
Yeah, because it's not necessarily the thought of having the gun, but if you're going to do that, you just have to be more responsible with it. It's not a prop, for you to show off.
And maybe at home it's his and it's registered. It could be, but you're on the road, and you got to have a gun.